Down here at the bottom, we have trip requests. So these are not necessarily any potential or official trip candidates or team members. This is just anyone who has ever applied to be on this trip or has ever indicated a desire to go on this trip. So if you set, just to be really clear, if you're sending an email, like all those categories above of official team members, potential team members, none of those categories are going to include the entirety of these because these are just where people have indicated on their application that they might want to go on this trip. Trip requests by default are sorted by the status of the trip request. That's this column right here that I'm hovering my mouse over. So pending means they have said that they would like to go on this trip. Nothing further has taken place at this time. Approved, when an administrator marks that they have been approved to go on this trip, that will create a trip candidate record for them associated with this trip to indicate that they are now officially, they're now associated with this trip, either in a slotted or unslotted form.
And Faith and Practice staff will be handling approving their requests, but this is a good way to see who potentially would like to go on your trip, and you can discuss with your staff, Houston staff contact, whether you would like to accept them on your trip or not.
Another thing just to note here is keep in mind an application may have more than one trip request. Also, application status. So this is the status of their application. So for example, this top one that is highlighted in blue, the application was accepted, but this particular trip request has yet to be accepted, so its status remains as pending. Whereas these ones below, the application was never officially accepted or has not yet been accepted. So again, just to be clear about the difference between the application having to go through its own acceptance process and then each individual trip request may or may not be approved within that. And again, you can click on their application link to follow up with them, see what they're missing. If you like, this will take you back to that application screen.